Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Thursday, September 22nd, 2011. This is Michael from CFRN, and I am just going to go over a recap of the morning's trades. You can see the results thus far in the morning. I missed a bunch of trades, but I ended up with minus 8 ticks on the morning. I could have just taken 4 ticks off of here and 4 ticks off of a couple other spots today, but I was looking for the full 8 ticks. It came back and got me a break even. I'll go over that a few times. All the trades that I took today I'll go over. But we have minus 8 ticks from the morning session on the ES, and we have plus 23 on the YM. Okay, the YM is actually setting up another short trade right now that I may participate in right here. I'm going to leave this up here like this for a minute while I go over the ES trades, just so I can monitor the YM and decide whether I want to take the trade or not as it approaches the BBC. Okay. For those of you who are new in here, orange arrows are trades that set up that I didn't take. Yellow arrows are trades that set up that I did take. If you see yellow arrows crossed, that means the trade lost. If you see any other yellow arrows, that means it was either a break-even trade like this one right here. I shorted right here. It dropped down to here, and I put my stop at break-even. It came back up and got me a break-even over here, actually. Let's just scroll back here a little ways. Alright, from the morning, from the open this morning, we had, hang on a second. There you go. We're pretty close to the open here. I'll just scroll back and then I can go over what set up, why it set up, and why it didn't set up. Alright, in here, we didn't have a bubble in here, down on the bottom, on the chop bands, we had no bubbles. So we did not have any trades in here, alright? When we finally did get the bubble and we had a pullback down to the BBC, it just dropped right through it and stopped us out. So we're minus 8 ticks right there. Now this bubble extended, it didn't pull back in. So you only do the first pullback per bubble. That's why we didn't short this right here. Alright. In hindsight, obviously that would have been a beautiful short, but it wasn't a valid trade setup. Alright. The bubble came in right here and it popped back out. So we shorted right over here. And we took profit right over here. That was a 2-point profit. Got us back to break even. Okay. Was that 2 or was it 1? I don't recall. But either way, there was another short opportunity right in here. Is that today? And that's more profit right there. Then the BBC got up outside of the box right here. All right, and this bubble was extended. This was the first pullback for that trade, so we had no opportunity to trade it right here. All right, now had we traded it, obviously it would have been a good trade, but we didn't. Then price went back inside down here. I mean, the red went back inside the black down here on the chop bands, and it pulled back out to give us another bubble. This right here is the bubble, by the way. And price pulled back down. I tried to go long right here, and that stopped me out for 8 ticks. Let's see. As price moved along in here, the BBC was inside the box all this time, so there was no trading in there. All right, right over here we didn't go short because we had a higher bottom right here, meaning the trend could be changing right here, and coming out of all this chop right here, it was just it just seemed prudent to not do anything in there. We had a trade right here that was a short trade. It moved in our favor, 5 or so ticks, and I moved my stop to break even, and it took me out of break even right there. That went on to the full 2-point profit target. We had no more trades in this period right here that I can see. Yeah, we had no more trades in this period right here. Then we got back inside the box with the BBC again. Alright, we had no more trades in here. This bubble was for this pullback right here. Alright, and the BBC was inside the box, so we did not take that. Again, the BBC is inside the box here. And this was during the break period that we take. And I may take a divergence short trade here on the YM in just a second. I want to see where this is going to close. Seems to be stuck right there. Okay, I'm short the YM right now. And I don't mean to jump over here, but I'm short the YM and I'm gonna manage this trade. I only have 7 ticks risk on this. We should go right into the new lows of the day right here. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna lock in a tick profit on it. My profit target is 20 ticks. Okay. I'm gonna lock in a little bit more here, just because we're popping into the lows of the day and because I'm doing a recording at the same time. Where did I get into that? 612. All right. Well, I think I got 7 ticks out of that. I'll go over that one in a minute. All right. All right, so over here, we couldn't short right here because we needed a lower swing pivot. Now we had this little bubble, but we couldn't short right there because we needed a lower swing pivot. Here we got the lower swing pivot, and there was a little tiny bubble right here. There was a short opportunity right there. I did not take it. That obviously went down, gave 2 points profit. There was another short opportunity right here. This is the bubble. Another short opportunity right here. That is the one that I just took a break even on a minute ago. Okay, and that, I believe, has now gone down to the profit target. So that was the morning. So on the morning, I have -8 ticks on the ES, and I did have. Let me get my DOM back up here. Hold on a second. I did have 20. I thought I had 30 ticks on there. Didn't you think I had 30 ticks on there? I thought a little bit of slip. I did have 23 ticks profit on the YM, but I now have 27 ticks profit on the YM. Okay. And that was the morning trading. That was the morning trading for the ES. Let me go over the YM trades. Okay. Let me just scroll back here. We had a few of them here on the YM this morning, as you can see. Yeah, it all started right in this area right here. We had the bullish cross right here, the MA1 over the BBC, the bullish cross. It pulled back down here and gave a long trade setup, the bounce off the BBC right there. We even had some divergence to support that long trade. I traded it right up to the MA1 right there, and I don't remember how many ticks I made on it, but I made some profit. All right, there was another opportunity to go long on the close above the MA1 here with this full divergence. I tried to get into that, but I was late putting the trade on, and I wasn't going to chase it. But that one went up nicely. Now over here, there was. I tried to go long over here on this pullback down to the BBC for the second bounce off the BBC, and it stopped me out for 7 ticks. Now over here, we had a bearish cross, and it pulled up here. Okay. When it pulled up here, I was looking for a down close on the next bar, which was this one right here. I went short on the down close right there, and I was looking for it to get down here to the MA1, which is exactly what it did. I took some profit on that one, but that one you had to be quick with, otherwise you're going to get stopped out. All right, so I made profit here. I lost 7 ticks here, and I made profit here. Scrolling along, I missed this trade right here. Okay. All of these trades in here, I tried to. After a couple of them had happened, not as they were happening, but this was after the bearish cross right here of the BBC. The first pullback up looked good for a short. I missed that because I was doing something else probably over here on the ES. When the MA1 was running parallel to the BBC in here, there were a couple of opportunities to short the BBC on the way down. And over here, I tried to short this one over here, but I didn't fill. On this one right here, when it first pulled back up, I missed it by a tick. A bunch of us in the room, I think, missed that one by a tick. I don't know if anybody got filled on that. But what we were trying to do was short it down to the MA1, and it went down to the MA1, so I took my order off. All right. The next opportunity that I didn't take, there was right over here, we had the bullish cross and the pullback down to the BBC. If we had tried to take that, I should put an orange arrow there because that was a setup. If we had tried to take that, that would have been a losing trade for me. It would have been a losing trade for anyone. But that would have been -7 ticks for me if we had tried to take that. But we didn't. And over here, this one here, after we got the bearish cross, the pullback up to the BBC, had we tried to take that, obviously it would have been a nice winning trade. Over here, we just had divergence and a pullback up toward the BBC. Do I still have an order on that thing? No, I don't. I did take that. Didn't I just take that? I took the close below on the divergence trade is what I took. With the divergence, I took a close down below the MA1, shorting into the low of the day. All right, and you saw I just took a few ticks off of that one. that was the YM this morning, and that got us, well, now we're plus 27 ticks. So we're minus 8 on the ES, plus 27 on the YM. And I just want to show everybody a few more things in here on the 10,000 contract chart this morning. We didn't go over this all that much. Well, we did in the room, but we don't all that much in the recaps. So I just want to take a minute to go over this with everyone so you can see what this is all about. We trade this just like the YM. You look for a bearish cross and then a pullback up to the BBC, 2-point bracket around it. So that one nailed it. The first pullback is the one that I like the most, right? The price has to pull away from and back up to the BBC. So here was the first one. Then we had a bullish cross. So here was the second one. Then we had a bearish cross. This one right here with the 2-point bracket on it, you would have been looking to enter here at 30.75, and it pulled all the way up here to 34, so that would have stopped you out. Okay. We didn't get a pull away over here. Okay, but right over here was the next opportunity. On the bearish cross, price pulled away and back up to the BBC, so we would have been shorting right in there. Then over here we had a bullish cross. Price barely pulled away and then pulled back into it, giving you an opportunity. Now the one little caveat that I didn't mention with this is we want the cycle to be in favor of the trade. Okay, but right over here we just had another one. After the bearish cross, it pulled back up here to the BBC for the drop down. There is one other thing that I want to point out with the 10,000 contract chart. The DMT down here at the bottom, D stands for direction, M stands for momentum, and T stands for trend. All right. With the DMT indicator, the direction is illustrated by the color of the envelope. The envelope are these lines right here that go back and forth, the blue and red ones. If it's red, obviously direction is down. If it's blue, direction is up. Momentum is the width of the envelope. If the envelope is increasing in width, it's gaining momentum. If it's decreasing in width, it's losing momentum. And the T is the trend strength. The trend strength is shown by this other line right here, the green and magenta line. That line, it's pretty much key to the whole thing, because when it's down below the envelope like this, it's suggesting that a big move is coming. You know, the longer it's below the envelope, the bigger the move usually. All right, so it was way down below the envelope. It was below the envelope here for quite a period of time, suggesting that a big move down was coming. Then we had a pierce of the envelope, a pierce of the red envelope by a green trend strength line. And this is important that you understand this, the green trend strength line. It did it again over here. When that happens, that's suggesting a 5 to 6 point move in the direction of the color of the envelope. So if the envelope is red and you get a green trend strength line piercing the envelope from the bottom, it's suggesting a 5 to 6 point move down. All right? And it did it right here this morning, and it did it right here this morning. So let me just put little arrows on it so you guys can see that. You know, this video is going to be on the website. The recording that I'm making right now is going to be on the website later. So, oops, you guys can look at this and see. So we said when it pierced right here, 5 to 6 point move from 24, it should have dropped down to 18, 19. It dropped right down to 18. Over here, it was at 29, 5 to 6 point move, should have dropped it down to 23, 24. That was right here before it started to pull back up. All right, before it started to consolidate again. I just wanted to point that out to you guys. All right, for everybody that's in here on the trial, again, we teach you all this stuff in the mentoring program, and you know, we have a partners meeting tonight. We have a lot of things. A lot of things going on tonight. I think we're continuing the discussion we started in last week's meeting. I think we have a lot of our partners are pretty eager to see that, and even people in the trial right now. I think that what we're going to show you tonight, as an extension of last week's meeting, is going to be good stuff. And I'm still working on some automated email stuff that maybe I'll have done by tonight, but I don't know for sure. And that's it. That is it for the morning recap and recording. All right.